Welcome to the Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Bullet Echo. I want to go over everything for a free-to-play or a paid-to-play winner for Bullet Echo. I think you can definitely beat both on this game. Obviously, there is some pay-to-win and pay-to-play here, but I think you can have plenty of fun as a free player as well. So let's get right into it. We're going to start off with, of course, the obvious things, but might not be too obvious to everybody. So first thing we're going to go over is all our different currencies. So we have a couple different currencies. We have our coins up here that is going to typically just help us with upgrading our actual champions, right? So that's always a important thing to have. You want to make sure you're continuing to upgrade your champions. Very important aspect. Another important aspect is going to be your dollars, right? Now, this can be purchased for actual IRL money, but you can also earn this in-game, which I think is a really cool thing that they've done because it makes it a lot easier for someone that is free-to-play to still gain all of the things that a pay-to-play player would get outside of skins and things like that. Those are some of your main currencies, but when we hop into shop here, you'll see two other currencies up at the top there. Actually, three other currencies at the top there. One is going to be your style tickets to buy hero customization items. You'll find that somewhere in, yes, I think it's stylish sales. So yeah, you can spend those for stickers and sprays and all kinds of cool stuff there. So that is one way to get cosmetics outside of paying for them, which is cool. The black market, where you'll have your crypto chips you can spend. You earn your crypto chips through contracts. But I'm saving up for one of these personal gear items. Right now I'm at 3,000 crypto chips, and they're relatively easy to get if you focus on the contract missions, which we'll talk about here a little later. Another one that is focused around a game mode is going to be match boxes. So playing a certain game mode called Sabotage is going to gain you match boxes. These match boxes I typically like to take all the way to the end here to the Sabotage explosive boxes. You can spend your match boxes here, which seems to me like one of the better places to spend it because the more you make, the more you spend, the better the rewards get as you progress through these steps here. So, definitely a great place to go if you do have access to the game mode Sabotage. If you don't yet, then we'll talk about that here in a bit. But a bunch of other stuff here as far as things like free chests go. You also have a card chest I'm saving up for that cash. But you have free chests that you can get by watching ads, as well as the lucky spinner that you can do for ads. Can definitely do those. I would suggest it, especially if you're free to play. Definitely take advantage of any way that you can earn any new items, champions, champion cards, wild cards for champions, which allow you to pretty much add to any champion or hero is what they're called, sorry. But yeah, let's hop into our heroes. So obviously you can upgrade through your actual coins, but another currency that you're going to see is going to be these nuts. These are going to be how you upgrade your gear. So those are going to be very important as well to collect and obtain. Right now, if you are just free to play, I would focus on one champion. If you are paid, then you can focus on 2 or 3 as you progress early on, and then more as you progress. But eventually you want to have at least, I'd say, 3 to 4 champions you're comfortable with and do a really good job with. So, moving on, we'll hop into the left side here. Top left, you have your profile, of course, where you can find all your stats, all that fun stuff. You can find equipment, heroes, medals you've earned here. And then underneath that, you have your star pass. This is a great place if you do want to spend some money. What I like to do is I like to actually finish the entire episode and then buy it, because I don't always know if I'm going to be able to finish an entire episode or an entire season. So, and then underneath that you have an echo path. These are pretty neat. If you see a champion there you like, of course I would recommend unlocking the path, but otherwise I really don't spend too much time paying attention to this because there's not really that many rewards in it. It's mainly cosmetics that you're getting out of this. So on to the next thing, we have Battle Arena Arcade. Obviously right now we don't have access to that. It is closed at the moment. I will show you that in another video. We have Battle Arena underneath that. This is a super easy way to get some easy rewards. Just participating, you're getting a chest. So definitely something you want to do, which is pretty passive because anything that you play, it's going to earn you these Battle Arena points. So pretty easy to rank up in that. Contracts. This is where a lot of the money is made as far as a free-to-play player. 3-hour contracts are great. Just focus on the missions here in the top right there. You can click on that, and this will tell you exactly how to get rewards for that. Now, when it has the deal X amount of damage to an enemy, I typically like to hop into King of the Hill because I'm the only one doing damage. There's a lot of instances, like in Sabotage or in Battle Royale, where your teammates are just going to carry you and take a lot of those kills. Going into King of the Hill eliminates that completely, and you have a higher chance of killing some of these players and damaging them. So getting those points that you need for a contract like that. 8-hour contract. This looks like it has a play as, so you have to play as a certain character to get points for this. So just keep that in mind. 21-hour contract, same thing. But super easy to gain these points and really great rewards as well for that. So just keep these contracts in mind. Placing in top 5% if you can is pretty much your best bet. I wouldn't even try for first, second, or third. I mean, you pretty much have to know life it to actually do that. And there's people that are paying so they get a little extra rewards for the black market. So on to the next thing is going to be joining a syndicate. So we have our syndicate members here. You can earn points for your vault, which I think is very important. The second you unlock vault, definitely want to spend some time doing that. I would team up with teammates too to do that if you can, if syndicate members, if you can. That'll definitely help. So for the workout, this is super easy to do. It's just a couple missions you have to complete to get this chest. But very important reason to join a syndicate early. It's pretty easy to join. A lot of them are just completely open to join. So heroes tab, of course, this is where all your heroes are. Recommend starting with 2 to 3 heroes that you just really want to get good at. You also have your battle chest and your skull chest down here. The battle chest you get by winning 3 times in any mode. Doesn't have to be in a road, it just has to be 3 times. So definitely take advantage of these. They also have to refresh, so try to do them as many times as possible until they have that cooldown. Gold chest is just kill opponents, so both really easy to do, I would say. One of my favorite modes to do that in is Sabotage because it's really easy to rack up wins in Sabotage, and it's pretty easy to rack up some kills in Sabotage because you get 3 rounds to kill people. So, and then at the very bottom right here, right next to the play button, just to the left of it, you have where your rank is as far as your trophies are. Now this is where you're going to unlock some of the new game modes, things like that, but pretty easy to run through these ranks early on, I would say, especially with a game mode like King of the Hill. I think it's very forgiving, and I think even in 8th place you get trophies, so definitely a game mode like that is forgiving, and a lot of the game modes are pretty forgiving when it comes to how many trophies they give out versus take away when you're losing. But yeah, gain as many trophies as possible because obviously each time you get to one of these new leagues, your rewards increase, which is really important. It gets you access to things like drones, which are very important. I didn't realize how important these were until I started using one, but yeah, these things are awesome. Link them to all of your champions once you unlock a drone. I think that's just, it's so easy to say link to all. I think that's an awesome little feature that they put there. Yeah, let's talk about some of the game modes and some of the things that are really important about it. We'll hop into some games here. So Sabotage is kind of like a search and destroy mode. It's a best 2 out of 3, so you have a chance at attacking, you have a chance at defending, and if you win two times in a row, you just automatically win the game, or there's a tiebreaker of 1-1. So one of my favorite game modes, and it also gains you extra rewards, such as match boxes that you can spend on those explosive crates we were talking about in the shop earlier. So let's hop into a game really quick. This is the important reason for having more than one champion, but not overextending yourself and leveling up a bunch of different champions. The biggest thing is with a game mode like this, you can't select the same champion more than once, and you have definitely more than one round. So you're definitely going to need to at least have two champions you're really good at. But obviously, these kinds of games can go into a third round pretty often. So let's plant the bomb here, see if we can get a win for our first round. Easy dub, easy dub. I love Bonnie. All right, so first round was pretty easy. Second round, you pretty much want to defend the bomb. You don't want to give them an easy kill when you have the bomb planted. Defending, you want to get to the site as fast as possible. Ah, almost got a couple more kills out of that, but they rush up pretty quick. I missed a couple of those first shots too. All right, so now we go into a tiebreaker. This is where we're going to pull out Bastion. Bastion's a great tank. Firefly, I love as a sniper, especially higher up. He starts gaining... his shots pop off a lot faster. It's a lot better. Yep, that's a GG's right there. This guy's a bot for sure. All right. Anyway, pretty easy game mode. Unfortunately, we didn't get any matchboxes for that, but we did get some rewards for a contract still, even though we lost. So, woohoo! Anyway, next game mode, Sabotage. You really want to make sure you have more than one champion set up for that. It really comes down to a lot of skill. A lot of people aren't bringing skill into this, and we'll talk about some of those things in King of the Hill. So let's hop into a King of the Hill game here. We'll talk about the game mode itself, as well as a couple just basics as far as this game is concerned. And a lot of that becomes more obvious in a game mode like King of the Hill. So in King of the Hill, it's pretty much solo. You have to make sure you're watching your steps, peeking corners correctly, depending on what kind of class you are, and things like that. So peeking corners like this, if you have a shotgun, is great, but if you have a sniper, it can get you killed pretty quickly. So in King of the Hill, it's pretty much solo. You have to go solo up against everybody else. The important things about this mode is you really want to make sure you stay on the edge of the map. Being right in the middle, you have to look at more angles, and you're more likely to get caught off guard doing so. We typically like to stay on the edge of the map. Ammo is very important. Collect a lot of ammo, especially early on, because you do have those early encounters pretty often. Walking slowly is going to be your best friend, but not too slowly. Obviously, if you have vision somewhere, you can walk there. And I like to walk just enough so that the circle's filling up pretty much the room I'm in. And no more than that. Coming around corners, I like to be a little further off with a character like Bonnie, because they don't necessarily have that close range power that some of the other heroes do. Like guys with shotguns, where you come around a corner, they're definitely going to have the advantage. So we're just sticking to the edge of the map right now. Walking slower as we get closer. And there's a victory. Towards the end, you want to make sure you have the advantage, making sure you're closer to the center of the circle in those last couple of seconds. You want to make sure that you pretty much have your back up against that X. So that way they're having to fight to you. Makes it a lot easier. Alright, so we got a bunch of decent rewards for that, and we're now in the 2-day contract rankings. So we'll get a couple more points and actually get going in there. As you can see, we're getting points for our battle chest, our skull chest, so it's really easy to gain a lot of resources here. It's just really slow at first and a little tedious. But save up for those bigger items. Those are really nice big drops for you where you can upgrade a decent amount of stuff. And pay attention to your contracts and pick out the game modes that make sense for those contracts, as well as the champions and heroes that make sense for those contracts. But that's pretty much it as far as the beginner stuff goes. We're going to make a couple more videos further on, going a little further into certain champions and going a little further into other aspects of this game. But for right now, that's pretty much all you need to know as a beginner. I hope this video helped. If it did, go ahead and leave a comment down below saying you appreciated it. Like this video, and if you have any questions, just let me know down below as well. I'm pretty quick to answer. So, with all that being said, y'all have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Yeah.